Not every day. It's a Fridays. It's not. Welcome to the new episode this week, and thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Kanya, and we are here to keep you entertained with everything sports related. I hope you guys are doing well, because I know I am. We finally hit that 100 subscriber mark, and it's thanks to all of you guys at home for keeping your loyalty in us and for keep on watching on a regular basis. So this week we got 3 cool topics that we're gonna touch base for you. So yeah, firstly we're gonna talk about the Olympics. Since the Olympics got cancelled this year, we decided that we're just gonna give you some cool stories that have come out of the Olympics, either people that have gone above and beyond to win that coveted gold medal, or even bizarre stories of how people defied the odds and went on to win a gold medal. Secondly, we're going to talk about women's football. My brother's going to talk about the diverse field that is women's football. Because the category is so big, we're going to divide it into 2 parts. So this week will be part 1, and the following week will be part 2, where we also talk about football in general. And yeah, you guys will probably enjoy that as much as my brother enjoyed talking about it. Last but not least, we're going to talk about netball. I'm going to talk about my experiences in netball, and yes, I did play netball, so I kind of have a good idea about what I'm talking about, and I had fun as well. So I hope you guys will have fun as well with those 3 topics. Also, the music that you hear in the background is some of my very talented friends that are musicians, and yeah, I know what you're thinking, that we are quite talented as friends. I get you, man. I also think about it on a daily. But other than that, I hope you're enjoying the music. I'm gonna add the links at the bottom of this video, and you can stream on all streaming platforms. Okay, so keeping you up to date with everything happening in the sports world. So as you know, not much is happening. That's the irony of it all, since COVID-19 decided to swoop in. But yeah, we got some stuff that can help you out with that. So Super Sports has decided to start showing sports related shows and movies, sorry. So now you can watch movies like Jerry Maguire, Cool Runnings, that Space Jam with Michael Jordan, and you can also catch maybe the Foxcatcher, the one I spoke about last week as well. So every Friday they're gonna premiere these shows. Let me not say premiere, they're gonna replay, because you know DSTV is the king of replays, another one. So you're gonna watch it for probably the 5th time, but yeah, man, it's better than doing nothing. And now also, I know you guys are probably tired of hearing about virtual sports games, but now there's a whole lot more sports that are going virtual. Tennis as well is going virtual. Football is also going virtual, and you'll also find, like I said in the past week, cycling and motorsport as well. So on channel 208 you'll find motorsports. They haven't announced where they'll put the tennis, and then the football might be on 203 or on the actual esports channel on 127. So you just have to keep updated, and we'll keep you updated as well to what channel we will be published on. But yeah, man, other than that, let's just move you on to the first topic. Since we're supposed to have the Olympics in this great year that is turning out to be 2020, we decided that we're gonna, give you guys some cool stories that came out of the Olympics, some great stories that came out of people winning gold, or whether it was silver as well. The hardships they had to endure in order to get to that great milestone. So the first guy I'm going to talk about.
No, whenever I talk about a guy like this, you have to give accent. Guy I'm talking about is Carlyle the Catch.
Now the cool thing about this guy is that he did the most crazy thing. Once you go through a calamity that he went through, you give up and you be like,
my future, my hope, all my sorrows, all my struggles, all my hopes. What will I do? I can't even resist.
Nah, my life is over. So what happened is that in 1938 he took part in the Hungary War, and yeah, a grenade blew off his right arm. So the precious thing about this right arm is that he used it to shoot, and he apparently had a really good shot with his right arm, but now he's lost his most prized asset.
Oh my god, if he doesn't oh my god,
which is his right arm. So now he didn't let that deter him. in that 10 years between 1938 to the 1948 Olympics, he actually learned how to shoot with his left arm. And then, yeah, while learning how to shoot with this left arm, this guy actually went on to win the gold medal. So now I know what you guys are thinking. You're probably thinking, how useless were the other guys? You know, how bad must they have been to lose to a guy who was shooting with his weaker hand? Yeah, that's what I thought as well. But let's be serious for a moment. You know, it just shows that you can achieve anything if you set your mind to it. You know, excuse the cliche. But as well, this guy had a great sense of mental strength, you know, to go through all of that and still come back and to win the best prize that you can get at the Olympics. Kudos to him, man. Even though he's not around, sorry, you know, kudos to him. So the second story I have for you is a guy called Abebe Bikila, you know, Africa's very own, you know, shout out. So in 1960, this guy took part in a marathon for the Olympics in Rome. And you know how hard a marathon is, you know, just let alone the distance is a killer. You know, you watch the comrades highlights and people are struggling.
Please, sir.
Hey, you want to finish?
Okay, you finish, no problem. Paramedic!
Wait a little bit.
Paramedic! First aid!
You know, you see people barely getting to the finish line. Not only did this guy finish the marathon, not only did he win a gold medal, but this guy ran the whole thing barefoot.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Yes, you heard me right, barefoot. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever ran on tar barefoot. You know, it makes that splatter sound, you know, that sound. You know, that's just pain right there. Like the whole experience is painful. If you haven't, please step outside right now and try that for yourself. And then let me know how that went, because I'm mind blown, to be honest. And then he did it again 4 years later and won a gold medal. But this time he ran with shoes. So I'm sure he saw that, hey, I'm not doing that again. You know, he probably regretted it after the first 10 meters. You know, but yeah, man, shout out to him, man, and shout out to both of the guys that I just mentioned. On to the next on to the next topic. Sorry.
Is it rolling? Hi, how's everybody doing? My name's Ati Tutani, and as you can see today on this episode, I'm sitting down, so you know, I'm finally getting some respect around this place.
Respect, man, respect.
But anyway, today I don't have a low-level job by any means. Actually, I get to talk about football, and football is my first passion. It's my first love. It's I eat, drink, and sleep football, as the cliche or saying goes. So I'm talking about women's football, and I'm sure, as most of you guys think, or most people think, that women's football began around 50 years ago, or 60, even 70 years ago, maybe even 100 years ago. But actually, the first ever women's football game was played in 1895 in London, in England, of course, because that's where football was established. And yeah, reports actually say that it was a pretty good game, even though I wasn't there. But yeah, and we know that the first ever Women's World Cup was actually held in 1991 in Guangdong in China. And of course it was China, because you know, the Chinese run everything. But yeah, the champions of the first ever World Cup was actually America, the USA. And they're actually the most successful women's national team to date. The US women's national team's most recent win came in 2019 in that Women's World Cup, which was held in France, yes. And I'm going to talk about some of the stars that came out of the World Cup. But I'm only going to talk about the semi-finalists, because I don't have all day to talk about all the 32 teams that took place in that that took part in that World Cup. Yeah, so starting with America, which is the champions, and in that team, you know, the stars, the likes of Lindsay Horan there in the midfield, you have Tobin Heath out on the wing, you have Alex Morgan up front, top striker we talk about, but she's actually not famous she's not famous for her skills, but for her looks, because some of those disgusting perverts out there. Because it annoys me. You, Alex Morgan, I just like, don't even watch her, dog. He's just there because he's pretty. Sis. Yeah, we see you. And you can't go about mentioning the women's national team without mentioning the top star, which is Megan Rapinoe. She actually won last year's 2019 Ballon d'Or, and not only did she win the Ballon d'Or, but she also won the Golden Boot at the World Cup and the Golden Ball. So yeah, pretty top player then. And she won the Ballon d'Or at 34 years old. Now we talk about the runners-up, which is Netherlands. And in that team we have In midfield, you have the likes of Shanice van der Sanden. I don't know how to pronounce it, but she's Dutch, you know. Shanice van der Sanden, you have Daniela van der Donk, you have Vivian Medema up front, who also just missed out on the Golden Boots. You have Lika Martens out of the wing too. And then we can go to the team that finished third, which was Sweden. And in that team, I only know 2 players actually, I'll be honest. And it's Jakobsen, the striker, and Kosovada Aslani. Yes, the midfielder plays there in midfield, of course, yes. Then you have England, the team who finished 4th. And they actually underperformed, judging by the team and the squad they had. And their manager, for those of you that don't know, is actually Phil Neville. Yeah, my main man, Phil Neville. And in that English team, you have the likes of Steph Watson there in the midfield. I mean, not in the midfield, come on. Steph Watson, centre-back, captain of the team. You have Lucy Bronze, right back. What a player, what a player. One of the best in the world, actually. And then you have, in the midfield, you have Joe Scott, you have Fran Kirby, you have Nikita Paris. Then up front, you also have Ellen White. So that's the English team rounded off. Then for those of you that didn't know, again, we also had Banyana who participated in the World Cup in 2019 too. And they, unfortunately, didn't do so well. They finished last in their group, actually. They didn't make it out of the group stage, unfortunately. But they had a tough group, you know. They had Spain, they had Germany, and they had China. But, you know, they have some good players in the Banyana team, and I'm talking about some of those players you can look out for. You know, Janine van Beek, who's also the captain, centre-back. You have Jermaine Siaposeno, you have Prashvila Jane, you have Linda Matalo. And then up front, you also have, who's this lady? Tony Khatlana, who also scored a brilliant goal against Spain. Brilliant goal. You should check it out, check it out.
Almost undid South Africa. They recycle the play. And they scored! Banyana!
So yeah, you can also check that out, you know. I don't really know the stars, but I'm learning, as I'm sure you guys are, and that's why you know, I've just done an overview of women's football today. I've talked about, you know, the biggest stars you can look out for, some of the biggest names in the game, you know, some of the biggest teams and the biggest leagues in the game. That's why I've talked about women's football just in general, so you guys can be up to speed with what's happening right now. Because I didn't feel like talking about Corona, as I'm sure, you know, everybody's fed up with Corona. So yeah, so that's my part today. I'm done. And yeah, I'm out.
Let's talk about the sport that is netball. So I know a lot of you guys there at home have the concept of netball not being a great sport or being the budget version of basketball, but it really isn't that bad. So I'm talking about this from experience. So I've had a few scenarios where I actually ended up playing netball. I had my own taste of netball in high school, where, you know how us guys would watch our crushes play netball, and it was our form of getting in the good books, you know. She sees you supporting the team and she's like, oh, who's this guy, you know what I mean? Or she starts noticing that you're taking an interest in her interest, and then, you know, you form a relationship like that. Yeah, you know, you guys out there know what I'm talking about. But anyways, that's a story for another day. One of the times I was watching them practice, they were like, we short of players, do you guys want to take part? And I was like, I got nothing better to do, might as well learn a new sport. So yeah, they taught me a few of the rules, and yeah, I played center and I really enjoyed it. Even though it's slower than basketball, it's actually quite enjoyable once you get the hang of things, and you also navigate around the court as well. It's really not a bad sport. So I just think people should just take the time to learn about it and to actually physically be inside of the court and see what it's like. Because being on the outside, you obviously gonna think some type of way.
No.
And then once you get inside and have a feel for it, your mind might just be changed. So yeah, in South Africa, we actually do have mixed leagues where guys and girls play. If you actually go to the action sports arenas, you'll actually find leagues where there is a mix of teams. Also worldwide as well, they're actually doing it. They actually want it to become a professional sport so that guys and girls can now start making teams, and maybe internationally it also will become a thing. So in South Africa as well, we actually do have our own leagues where it's called the Telkom Netball League, where there is 10 teams that take part. So it's basically one team per province that takes part in the league, and yeah, it's not a bad league at all. If you actually take the time to watch it on Supersport does play some of the games, you'll actually find that we're actually not that bad at netball. When you look at obviously the more developed countries like England, Australia and New Zealand. Talking about the international teams, the World Cup was last year, and we actually didn't do that bad. The Spar Protea girls represented South Africa really well. We ended up 5th sorry, we ended up 4th. And we actually did better than everyone expected, because we're currently 5th in the world. So everyone expected the top 4 to be New Zealand, Australia, England and Jamaica, but we actually did better than Jamaica, and we actually did beat them in the actual tournament. We made it to the semi-finals, but unfortunately we just lost to Australia. And yeah, we played against England in the 3rd and 4th, and we lost by 2 points if I'm not mistaken, and we just missed out on the medal. So even the top goal scorer was a South African, and the best player of the tournament was a South African as well. So it just shows that we're doing well, and we actually closing the gap between the best in the world, which is Australia, versus us, who's 5th. We are doing a great job at the moment. Thank you so much for watching this week, and we appreciate you guys for your continued support. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys, and for you guys motivating us to keep on releasing what we're releasing. Yeah, man, so please do send us suggestions of what we should talk about in the following week. You know, it is pretty hard to come up with content with no sports playing, but we're gonna try our best to come up with the best content for you. We want you guys to feel like you're part of the show, so please do send your suggestions, and please do comment in the comment section, and don't forget to share to your friends that love sports as well, because I feel like you guys have been enjoying it as much as we have. So rather share and not be stingy. Yeah, so please, until next time, enjoy lockdown. Even though it's hard, you know, you're trying to keep yourself busy. Stay home, stay in the house, don't be in the streets, otherwise you're gonna have a boot to your face.